went to Iraq and he barely came back. He sits in his basement of his parents' home. He just sits there all alone. He screams at night as the demons fight. Norm went to Desert Storm and he came home and he was just fine. That was just fine for a little bit of time, until his muscles began to revolt. The government told him maybe we'd get better. They wrote him a letter. Tom went to Vietnam, ate his food from a can. He slept in the jungle in the rain. But he still can't explain. He still can't comprehend his pain. In and out of VA psych wards, he prays out loud, "My God! My God! My God, why have you forsaken me?" Jimmy went to Korea. He went to free them from the evils of communism. They shot his plane down and put him in a prison. They tortured him in his fragile cell. 4 years he lived in hell. He always feels alone. Now he's an old man, stoned, feeble, alone. Lou went to World War II and everybody knew that the madman needed to be killed. And somehow Lou found the will to climb the cliff of Normandy. So many dead bodies all around, that's all he could see. He was a hero, you know. Purple Star for courage under fire. He took shrapnel and his fate was dire. He pulled through and they sent him home alone. In a tiny apartment he died, with all his sins atoned. Lance went to France, but he didn't have a chance. Before penicillin, the flu was his villain. They buried him in a foreign land. He never wanted to do the killing, but it was out of his hands. It was not his will, it was not his thrill. But when evil lurks, do we all stand still? But here's the dilemma with war presidents. Do they attack first as the only option to defend? Do they have proof? Do they have proof beyond reproof of the righteousness? For the bodies will be scooped. 500,000 Iraqis. He attacked a sovereign nation. Misbehaved like choir boys since George Sr. spanked the nation. No weapons of mass destruction, but shock and awe as the women and the children all got small. War is the last resort. War is the last resort. War is the last resort. I'm here ready to report. GW wanted history. Judge him for his democracy. He spread it to the Middle East. He bought all his votes from evangelicals. But let me quote the scriptures to reproach. You'll know them by their fruits. 7 years and I'm still waiting, hesitating to disclose what I propose. 1.5 million Iraqis. My God! My God! What has he done? This fuckwitted sod. He's on the run now. 25% approval rating. That's lower than Nixon when he resigned somehow. He's in $1 trillion deficit. Clinton had $1 trillion in savings. and the boys are gone to war. To war to save our nation? I am sorry. I am sorry. I beg your forgiveness. I'd be remiss if I missed the truth of the prophetic call to shock and awe. The awe that made 500,000 small mass graves so they'd behave like a liberal Western democracy. A vision that they never even had a chance to see. Tribal warfare for 1,000 years. How could they hear clear Bush's demand for them to embrace something that was full of disgrace? In the sea of destruction for crude oil production, forgive me. Forgive me, for I was blind too to see the spirit of the prophets are judged by the prophets. And GW is not a prophet. GW is not a prophet. GW is not a prophet. GW is not the prophet that we who believe all saw.